Hey everyone, how you doing? Thanks so much for stopping by my channel. Let's get in with this reading for today. Now, I was getting that how you are right now, you're giving off this vibe and it's making those people, whoever you come into contact with, whether it's online or offline, they're starting to get more touchy, more sensitive, but it's more in of a triggered kind of like response, um, where it's like they will look to shut you down, censor you, silence you, because your frequency is revealing them even more as to this kind of like they can't hold the frequency around you. Their masks are falling off big time. And I feel that if you haven't checked out the Schumann resonance chart over the past couple of days, I think it was earlier this week. I'll put the picture up for you. You'll see there was there is a solid black line, and then a little further on, there's like a more or less like a solid white line. And what I was getting at was that there's definitely been a timeline shift, a timeline jump. And it more feels, if you are able to hold your frequency, you're still in the game, you're still holding frequency, it's like it has allowed you to really command your space. And I don't mean to sound in a very egotistical way. There's something really and truly powerful about you that's unfolding, and I feel that you definitely have noticed a significant increase in your abilities to bypass a lot of the sort of attempts that certain people would have had in order to capture your focus. They're no longer able to do that anymore. Your discernment is becoming too powerful for them to manipulate. And if you are it's like you're calling people out through either online or in person. Or even if it is in person, you're not even saying anything because your vibes, what you're giving out, is pulling down the field of deception. So we're going to have a look at that, look into this a little bit more and see what's going on with this downloaded message. Please note that this is general, it's timeless as well, and you just need to just take what resonates. If it's something that you can really align with and agree with and say, yeah, I have noticed an increase, or when I'm going out, I have noticed, people a lot more, like who's real and who isn't, like who's really sort of for the cause and for those who are not, or, those who are pulling away from what they were doing before, and for good reason. There's just a various sort of like different sort of energies that's picking up, and whichever one that you align with, even if things that I haven't actually mentioned, then yeah, you definitely are in the game still. All right, these two cards in particular kind of not want to stay to the side. Now, whenever this happens, I'm shuffling and I'm sort of like getting ready to prepare, and a card drops out, 1 or 2, 3, whatever, usually I will put them back in. However, on rare occasions, I may be called to put them to one side, and I feel that this is what's going on with these two here. All right. This Ace of Pentacles is, okay. It's kind of giving me like shuffle, but it's kind of based on the Ace of Pentacles, based on reality, but they just still want me to keep shuffling. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's a lot of. Okay. Right, here we go. Let's see what's coming through. I I'm really, first up, just before I turn to the cards, I'm hearing that the true energy is coming through. The true energy, the true filtering, like something is definitely coming through after being filtered. We've got the Death card in the upright position. Now, the one thing that I'm looking at most important out of the whole of this card is the sun that's coming up, and it's kind of like in alignment with this person here. It's almost as if, because you can't stop death, you literally, it is just impossible. Okay, but know that in this reality and so forth, this death is an illusion. It's the passing of one cycle to the next. It's the passing of one moment to the next. I'm not talking about linear time here, but more from moment to moment. And to me, it just feels as if this person, this energy here, this frequency, is really trying desperately in an attempt to prevent you from moving forward, or to prevent this energy from moving forward. And it's futile. It's just not possible. Okay. Yeah. This death, I just heard, is the carrier of truth. The next card that we've got is the Four of Wands in the reverse. So I do feel that there's something that is, whatever this security thing is, yeah, interesting. Okay. I was hearing that how you're carrying on affects people's security. There's a false, like there's an assumed security, but because of how you are and how things are going, it's like revealing a false sense of security. We've got the Page of Cups in the reverse, again with this falseness, this assumption, and again another card that's in the reverse. You may have, as I said, you've got people that's very sensitive, very triggered, and with this Page of Cups, they're unable to actually kind of like step up to kind of hold that frequency, and how you're coming off. I feel that you're definitely in this energy here, as the Death card is like you're just slicing through all of the lies, all of the mimicry, like a hot butter that goes through knife, a hot knife that goes through butter. Okay, the end of inversion is over. We've got the Seven of Pentacles in the upright position. This has been some time coming. This has been, patience. You've been very patient. I do feel that you still hold that, that ability, which is great. You might have even had certain people that want to try to come to bring you some kind of drama. If you notice that this person has, even though it's like a rake in the hand, it's kind of giving me like a wand. We have a Four of Wands here. It's almost as if they're trying to bring something to you, but it's coming in the form of, like, if you add these together, the wand here and here, you'll get the Five of Wands. It's like if they've been trying to trigger you into some kind of drama, your vibration has actually backfired onto them, and it's triggering them because you're not in that kind of responsive way how they had you before, or how they would like to have you. Your patience is your power, and that's something that they're trying to destabilize, but you're too grounded for that. The next card that I've got is the Moon card in the upright position. So I am getting a feeling of you knowing that this is an illusion, this is a falseness, and I always like to, just me, because I'm kind of nosy like that, but I always see what's going on. Why is this card here for? Now we've got two water sign cards, one at either end. We've got one in the middle here. So you've got that Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, very sensitive, the Cancerian vibes, and because this card is in the reverse, it's kind of like a minor player in comparison to this death and this moon card. Okay, there's some kind of deep intuition that with the Pisces energy, with the Scorpio energy, that something is going to transform, it's going to change. Whatever they're trying to do is futile. Yeah, okay. So, all right, before I go any further, the two cards that I placed here is for this, for the moon. And we've got the Empress in the reverse with the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Whatever it is that they have been trying to do to restrict you, to block you, isn't working. And this is what I'm sensing that you have been seeing for quite some time. Third party interference. What's going on now with the card underneath the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. So as you're casually working on yourself, whatever you're doing is revealing a lot of things with these right here. But we're just going to step in a little bit more, expand on this reading, and see why, exactly what it is and why this is going on right now. Every situation is kind of slightly different. An ending is still an ending, but because there's, more than one person watching this reading, let's see what it picks up. So tell me about the Death card, please. So they were really trying to block you, but that's coming to an end, as we saw with this, the Empress in the reverse is going in the midway. So if you are on the verge of expanding and really stepping further into your greatness, this is what they were trying to do. So to stop and to block and to prevent. But however, the Death card is here to ensure that you're still moving forward. Okay, regardless. Tell me about the Four of Wands in the reverse, please. Yeah, as I suspected, they were trying to, as I said about the Four of Wands coming in with this, almost looking like a wand here with the Seven of Pentacles. I know it's the Seven of Pentacles, but we're looking at the stick. As I said, they were trying to come and to bring you the drama with the Five of Wands. This is what they were trying to do. But because you're in this Nine of Pentacles energy, you're holding your ground. You are definitely in the vibration of just being really solid here. That you're almost in the process of capturing and, like almost the point of where you're getting your Ten of Pentacles together. Now, it's interesting because I got reminded to shift back to the Ace of Pentacles. But remember I said, like, it was just like to take notes of it, but it wasn't really part of it. But because of the Nine of Pentacles, it's then giving me like the 10, okay, if you add the Ace of Pentacles together with this. What's the Page of Cups about? Tell me about the Page of Cups. What is it that they were trying to do? How they stay? Lovers card in the reverse, the Fool card in the upright position, the Judgment card in the reverse with the Star card in the reverse. They felt that it's almost as if this, and got four major arcanas here with one card that again is in the midway. You've answered your calling, you're on your journey, and if they can see that you've got potential, then it's a thing of like they want to stop that. They just literally cannot afford to have that happen to you. With this card that's in the midway, we do have the Two of Swords in the midway. So it was really trying to really step into your consciousness to undermine you. But because, as I said, the way how you are carrying yourself these days, it's as if it just rebounded back onto them. So instead of them trying to trigger you, they themselves got triggered. And with the Seven of Pentacles upright, we've got the Eight of Swords in the upright position. Now, this to me represents either you in your head a lot, or this is what they were trying to bind you in. And also, this is about you knowing that you can step out of it at any time. This is a temporary thing. This isn't a permanent situation that is going to keep you bound. But it's almost as if this is what they wanted to do. Drain you emotionally, drain you psychically, so that you would then never be able to really kind of go anywhere. Okay? And if you notice the way how the Page of Cups is in the reverse, and it's almost as if this water is drained out as well, like draining out. I feel that because this card is had the Moon card right next to the page, sorry, not the page, the Seven of Pentacles, you kind of had a foresight, some kind of intuition that this is what this person or this, whatever this is that they're trying to do. And then for the Moon card, we've got the Ace of Pentacles upright. So if you were trying to work on your, obtaining your Ten of Pentacles, they're stopping all of that. Underneath the bottom of the deck, we have got the Devil card in the reverse. So as I said, like, to me, it just felt as if there was this pushback. And obviously, because you push them back in that way, they have revealed themselves. They're easily triggered by how, like, you've got like a really cool head, really cool approach. It might be somebody who's not into any kind of competition with anybody, but it's as if they want to come to you now with all of this competition bullshit. And because you are not responding to them in that way, which thankfully is working in your favor, they can't stop you. Notice how the Devil card is in the reverse. They cannot. Everything that they're trying to throw at you is being thrown right back in their face. The dirt is actually landing back on them. Right? They're trying to throw dirt on you, and they're getting it straight away. So let's close out this reading with the luminous pathways, and let's see what kind of messages that we get. Keywords, let's look out for the keywords. So the first card that comes up we have got is the Divine Mirror, self-reflection and truth. Okay, the truth. I did say earlier that this Death card is sort of like the bringer of truth. And the next card that we've got that's popped up is the Starlit card, protection, mystery, and the cosmos. Definitely divinely protected. Something that they are trying desperately to separate you from. But, it's like these little bots, these little NPCs or whatever the hell they are. You see through BS. You see through all the enchanted forest, magic, mystery, unexpected encounters. The one word that's really stepping in most out of this, the others, is the word mystery. And I do feel that you may have drawn a lot of people towards you because you have a very enigmatic energy about you. You're very much like they don't understand you, that you're very, like, you're mysterious. And because they can't read you, you're somebody who's very difficult to read. Your energy, it's like they're trying to get it wrong. They're not trying to get it wrong. They're trying to tap into your frequency, but they're getting it wrong. Whatever it is that they're coming up with, they're totally wrong about you. You may, for some, I'm not getting all, but for some of you, you may have actually had, or it has come to your awareness that somebody may have actually had somebody read you. But that person just got the wrong idea, totally the wrong idea about you. Which again has left this person's energy feeling very frustrated. Okay, I'm going to pull this card. We have got the Majestic Mountain, overcoming challenges and resilience. This is why I feel that it was a challenge for them to try to get to know who you are. Your resilience is your best friend. You have overcome a lot in your time yourself. And it's like you are unshakable. You are, somebody who's like, you can't shake me in the way how you may have shaken other people down. I don't really have time for, going back and forth in any arguments with you. I'm just going to stand here. It's almost as if you're given off this sort of Buddha-like energy. And these inexperienced souls, or whatever they are, as I said, there could be programs, it could be, dealing with an online issue. And, your intuition is giving you like, yeah, this person is like, it could be an AI, program that's, trying to sort of trigger you into some kind of response, but you're too smart for that. You're too grounded. Okay, you're too grounded for that. And the last card that we've got, please. The Zodiac Circle, astrological influences and guidance. Again, really feeling that you've got like this strong guide around you. You are divinely protected at this time. And to finish off this reading, at the bottom of the deck, we have got the Stargazer, dreams, aspirations, and looking beyond. I feel that this is part of your gift. And as I said, you're looking beyond anything and everything right now. You're very much, very, very much aligned with the cosmos, aligned with the stars more than you are down here. Definitely. And I do feel that you're somebody who, you do know your astrological stuff. You don't promote it to people because I just feel that there's certain parts of you that you wish to keep hidden. But you will use that as and when you need to use it. And this isn't about pulling anything over anybody, but you are definitely somebody who aligns with the cosmos because you know that everything is connected in the quantum field. So you are, using anything and everything that you can to your advantage. And if you're using it in a way to obtain your wealth, to obtain generational income for yourself, your family, then that's what you're going to do. And this is why, again, it feels as if, like, people just don't understand you at all. Like, they're really, really and truly intrigued by your progress. All right, so that's what I've got. I'm going to leave it here. Hopefully this is giving you some kind of insight as to what's going on. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next reading. Take care, and don't forget to keep on shielding. It's really important. See you later.